On tonight's show, we have actor and creative Lawrence J. Hughes. And now for your host, KoolKard. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 150 of the Kickin' with KoolKard show. I am your host, KoolKard. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in to come and kick it with your boy, I do invite you to subscribe so I can continue bringing you this good value that my guests bring on here. I do this for you. I cannot do it without you. I say that all the time and I mean it. And I cannot do it without my guests. Because if I don't have a guest, I don't know nobody to interview. But, it's all love. People, man, you know what? Hold on, let me say something real quick. And I don't do this enough, I don't think. I just want to say thank you to every single guest that's ever blessed this show. Like, seriously, because like I just said, if I don't have anybody to interview, where's the show? I could sit here and talk all day, but that's going to get tiresome. You're going to just turn it off and you're not going to listen to me. But seriously, I really, really appreciate it because you don't even understand how hard it is to schedule somebody. Nobody's getting paid. You understand? I'm not paying anybody to come on this show to talk about themselves, to talk about their journey, talk about their successes, their struggles, their dreams, their desires. I'm not paying anybody. They're coming on here. They're setting aside their time, their energy to come on here. Some people are staying up later than their bedtime to come on the show, to come kick it with your boy, to give you the value. You know what I'm saying? And to celebrate themselves and to allow me to celebrate themselves, to celebrate them. So I really, 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 really appreciate that. Like, for real, I really do appreciate that because it's not taken for granted because I know you could be anywhere else in the world, but they're right here kicking it with me for free. You know what I'm saying? That's big. And that, you know what? That's God. There's nobody but God because it's not always easy to book a show, to keep a schedule. And I keep a schedule booked 2 months, 3 months out. And that's all God. So I just felt I had to say that right now because I don't say it enough. I really appreciate everybody that comes on here. And I appreciate everybody that views the show. If you don't come and view it live and you view it on the restream, hey, I appreciate you. All right. Much love and respect. Check this out. Last week I had Jordan Johnson. She is an actress. She is a soccer player who turned actress, and she was telling her journey, telling her story about how she had 3 ACL tears, and then it led her to basically losing kind of confidence in, what she wanted to do with her life, and then finding acting, discovering acting, and just, blossoming into a new woman, new being, new passion, new purpose. All right. So make sure you check that episode out. That's episode 149. It is streaming on YouTube right now, streaming on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. So if you just like to listen on a podcast, it's there for your listening pleasures. All right. Moving on. Tonight, I have another actor, Lawrence J. Hughes. This man, he's phenomenal. He's in the Mike show right now on Hulu. We're going to talk about all that, but he's a great actor, great performance in Mike. Got to tell him that when we get up, listen, you're in for a treat, man. Good brother, great energy. You're going to love it. All right. Let's get into this interview, guys. We kicking it. Let's go. Welcome to the show, Lawrence.
What's good, bro? Hey, that intro is fire. You made me look like a star, man.
Hey, man, you are a star, brother. You are.
Bro,
you are a star,
me,
man.
Appreciate
you know what I mean?
For
For real. You're doing your thing, brother. Hey, I just want to say that is a phenomenal performance on Mike.
Oh,
yes.
man.
The snippet that I saw, yeah, man. Yeah, like that energy right there. People don't understand. People don't understand.
They don't.
I like to start my show with a prayer, and we're going to pray real quick, but I just want to say this. People don't understand the specificity in performing and delivering something like I'm going to show on your reel so they'll understand what I'm saying. But they don't understand the specificity and trying to embody that and trying to not overdo it to just deliver that perfectly how you did it because of, what I learned in acting class, I took Meisner, like
Same.
level one,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
2 years Meisner.
yeah, crazy. The hardest thing I've ever taken, man. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
draining, like mentally
Yep.
draining. But it's the
Yep.
best. Like
That's the best training out
it's the
there, in my
best.
opinion.
It's the best, man. It really is. Very hard,
Mhm.
very rigorous. But I'll say this: I learned in that because a lot of people when they hear anger, like okay, be angry or be loud or be forceful, they overdo it, and then it
Mhm.
becomes boring. There's no
Mhm.
dynamic in it. You know what I mean? So it's not as
Yeah.
easy as you think. People, when
Yeah.
somebody says, "Oh, just be mad," it's not that easy.
You don't
So
want to
that's what
watch.
I.
You don't want to watch that all day. Somebody doing the same type of mad. You don't want to do that. You don't want to see that,
Yes. So that's what I'm saying, man. Your performance.
brother. Thank
You
you.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that one. A whole lot of fun with
Yeah.
that one.
Because it's over the top, and like you said, you can get carried away with that and get
Mm-hmm.
lost in it, and then the performance is lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the
You
the,
forget. You forget the purpose of the reason why you're there.
yeah, the
You-
delivery is just gone. So
Yep.
kudos to that, and we're gonna get
Thank you.
into that. But let's get a
Let's do it.
prayer in real quick if you okay with that.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Let's go. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for just joining us together, bringing us together tonight, Lord Jesus, just to celebrate Lawrence's life, career, his dreams, his passions, his desires, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for making him available, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, and just allowing him to come on here and be willing to be transparent, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just celebrate him, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for life, love, happiness, clothing, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, food on our table, just experiences, opportunities, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. Just allow us to be present and be able to take advantage of the opportunities that you reveal to us, Lord Jesus. We're so forever thankful, faithful, and grateful for that, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just give you all the victory, all the glory, all the love, all the praise. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yes,
Thank you, brother.
sir. Yes,
Thank you.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Cause like I
Yeah, we
told
got
you,
fun. We got some fun.
we about to have some fun, man. Like I told you,
Yeah.
I'm an actor. I'm in Atlanta. You're in Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
I know a lot of actors out here. A lot of
Okay.
us have desires or dreams to kind of move to LA and kind of explore out there
Mm-hmm.
and see what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
We got you here to kind of navigate us without being there, guide us, and kind of tell us how that scene is and what it takes to even get an
Man,
opportunity in
man,
Hollywood and LA.
man. Let me tell you one thing. When you get an audition, drop down on your knees and be thankful. You know what I'm saying? I almost cuss. I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
Yeah, be you,
yeah,
man.
you already, but be fucking thankful when you get an you know what I'm saying? Because they do come few and far between. But when they do come, you got to take advantage of them. I moved out here about 9 years ago in 2013 after I graduated from the University of San Diego where I played football.
Okay.
I didn't always have dreams of being an actor. I was, professional football, professional baseball. That was it. My mom tried to get me in it when I was a kid, but she had to bribe me with pizza just to go to auditions. So I was
Wow.
like, yeah. I was like, nah, I'm cool. And then she actually always said, you'll come back to it one day. And I guess, I guess the way that God works, I got lucky in taking an acting class at USD. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to do this. And
Yeah.
I moved out to LA and I got a real reality check real quick,
Oh yeah.
because I had those visions and ideas of at first really just wanting to be famous. Like that
Yeah.
was my thing. In college, I hype man for my roommate who was a DJ. So
Okay.
we used to entertain a lot and do parties and things like that, and that was cool. A lot of fun came with that, but at the same time, it was like it gave me that mindset. It was like I just want to be famous, right?
Mhm.
And when I moved to LA, I realized real quick that I'm like, yo, this is not gonna work. So I hopped in a few acting classes, and I'm like, yo, these people out here can really act. Like they are real thespians. Some of them are. Some of them like they can really do this. So I had to really train. And then once I started my training, I realized how similar training for a craft like acting was similar to training for sports, which I have been doing my whole life. So
Yeah.
I really fell in love with the aspect of training and the craft of training, and really honing the skill as much as I can, which got me into Meisner and years and on years of training. And within my first couple of years out here, I got really lucky and was able to book a feature film called Spaceman, where I played this young, like cocky college baseball kid opposite Josh Duhamel. Got
Okay.
to go to like this premiere and all this stuff, and was on a TV show called Stitchers for an episode. So I was having some success early on, but I didn't really know how to navigate the success as far as, keeping in communication with my reps and making sure they're on top of things and making sure
Right.
that I'm on top of things and realizing that, the moment is going to go like this,
Yes.
especially in Los Angeles, if you are not on top of yourself and on top of your reps and on top of every opportunity that comes. So that led to me basically not working for about 5 years.
Wow.
Um,
So stop right
yeah,
there real quick. So
yeah,
so here's a good note for people watching who may
yeah,
be Atlanta actors who really haven't dove into that scene out there and have some aspirations to go. You can't get comfortable. You can't get
no,
comfortable in the success. That's what I'm hearing. Because it
yeah,
sounds like you got a little comfortable and you didn't really get
yeah,
on your business and figure out how
yeah,
to leverage that little bit of success that you had
yeah. It
garnered,
was
right?
it was comfort, and it was also just not knowing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was a little bit of both. It was, okay, cool. I'm getting comfortable in ideas. Like somebody should figure this out for me. My reps should be able to
Mm,
figure that out.
okay.
When realistically, you need to be coming up with strategies and game plans with your reps at that point to figure out how can we capitalize on the success and momentum to keep going, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's most important. And then at the same time, I didn't know what that looked like.
I was gonna
You know
ask
what I
you
mean?
that. I
So
was gonna
I
ask
didn't
you
know
that
what
too.
I didn't know what the hell that looked like. You know what I'm saying? So I was just sitting there kind of like, all right, well, what do I do? I don't know. And at
Yeah.
that time I didn't really know too many other working actors around me to pick the brains off
Right.
of. You know what I mean? Like I was like, who can I ask? Who can I, you don't know until you know. So, that led to me, like where we picked off from. I was auditioning and getting opportunities and getting close on a lot of things, but I wasn't booking them.
Yeah.
And I think that was, a multitude of reasons. And so that led, like I said, to no work for 5 years, a very long ass 5 years.
So
So,
so so hold on before we get into this 5 years of just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dismal living and
Yeah, it was way more living. Yeah, definitely.
talk to the actors that are listening about
Yeah.
what it does look like to be able to leverage when you do get a little bit of success. What are some of the things that you can do with your representation to keep that
Mhm.
ball rolling?
I think the main thing that you have to do is make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as what you see yourself as an artist and where you want to go, and make sure that your
Mm,
reps see that as well.
okay.
That is very, very, to me, that is the utmost important thing when it comes to strategy.
So
Because
are you saying like right, get your representation on board to help them understand we need to ride this wave so I can
yes,
keep riding for a
yes,
while and
yeah,
then maybe I can jump to the next wave down the
yes.
line. But yeah,
That
okay.
and also them understanding you as an artist is very important, right?
Okay.
Because in understanding the things that you want to do and the things that you relate to, well, you know what I mean? Because they could see you as one thing and they can be sending you in for a bunch of things and you're like, I don't like this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like they have to. And obviously, of course, when you're still working and just trying to get the momentum, you kind of got to take what you can get.
Right.
But when you have some sort of momentum, I think it is important to make sure, like, hey, okay, we're on the same page here as far as, do we have all of our footage together? Or is all of my reels and everything cut together well? Are all my headshots up to date? Who do I know, or who have I worked with in the past that might be working on something here? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
have we extended and turned over every leaf possible to make sure that our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted? That way, when we step to somebody or when we want to step up to the next level, there is no chink in the armor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There is no way that they can be like, but this, but that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you really gotta. I think what happens too for a lot of actors also is that, and this happened to me too, is that it's called show business, and a lot of people mainly focus on the show,
Hmm.
but it's a business, and your business acumen and your business side of things needs to be just as strong as your show, and that's the only way that you're going to keep going.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said.
Thanks.
Well said. No, seriously, well said, because it's that's critical. Like, you
Yeah.
have to figure out how to leverage that little bit of success that booking.
Yeah, and not just figure out how to leverage in the little bit of success, but also really to make sure you start getting some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, you just need credit," you know, blah 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 blah. But like nobody tells you how to get that. You know what I mean? Nobody says like, oh, I would, you know, because a lot of times you're thinking like, well, I wish they would just give me a job,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of that comes with making sure things that you have everything that you can up to your ability, and making sure that you show up when it's time to show up, and leaving it at the door, man. It's really important.
Yeah. Talk about that 5 year hiatus. How did you deal with that
Bruh.
mentally?
Bruh. I remember at one point I was living with my boy. We moved down here together, and it was one point we both were so broke we didn't have no water, bro, for like a cool minute. I remember just washing my face and brushing my teeth with Crystal Geyser and like all kind of shit, bro. I was going down to Target to use the bathroom. I'm like, it was bad,
Oh
bro.
man.
Showering at the gym. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was bad.
Wow.
But you know what's funny about that though, right? Is that within that 5 years, there was always, and I don't know if it was me being naive or if it was thanks to my parents and the grandparents and the way I was raised, but there was always something inside me that was like, this ain't gonna last. And what you know and what you go and where you see that you are going
Hmm.
is still very much there. So that fire still burned within me, you know. But it
Yeah.
was times though, bro, where I'm like, I can't work another shift at PF Chang's. Like I can't do this. I can't, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm driving a busted up Malibu. I'm like, I can't pick up no girl in this. Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't do nothing right. So it was just it was a very humbling experience, especially being in my mid 20s in Los Angeles. And so it was a very, very humbling. I had just gotten fired from like Best Buy too. So it was like,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah, bro. It was crazy. So it was just it was a tough 5 years, but I made sure I stayed in class. I made sure that I worked on a lot of friends' indie projects
Yeah.
and web series, and just tried to stay working on the craft. I think is what brought me back mostly to it and kept me going. But it was a tough ass 5 years.
I'm sure, man. I was gonna ask you, like, what really kept the candle lit? Cause that.
The reason why, man, your purpose, the reason why
Yeah.
is what it is for everything. You know what I mean? I think I'm a firm believer, you know, and call it cliche or whatever you want to call it, but I'm a firm believer that you really got to have a strong why as to reason is why you're doing anything in life. And if you don't, you're going to falter at any type of adversity, you
Right.
know, and it's very easy to falter. You know what I mean? You might have a goal that I want to go to the gym 4 days this week, you
Right.
know what I mean? And you walk outside and it's raining and you're like, hell no, I'm about to watch Netflix. You know what I mean? And it's like the why goes out the window. And now if the why is strong enough, you're like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I can watch Netflix when I come back. But the why is really what kept me going. My love for my family and my mom and my pops and wanting to at some point, you know, obviously of course help them out as much as I can
Right.
and then my friends and my family who, you know, my circle of people who believed in me. I think it's very important. I'm a big believer in that the people you keep around you
Yeah.
is very
Absolutely.
necessary. So I would say those are the reasons as to why I was able to keep going, honestly.
What was your first booking from your
My first like real booking was
from your
the TV.
5 year hiatus? What was
Oh,
the
from the
first
five
thing,
year hiatus.
and how did that
So
feel?
yeah, so oh man, it was crazy because it was like I was like, damn, bro, I actually can act. I was like, I didn't think I was like, I suck, bro. No,
Mind
no,
playing tricks on you. That's the
yeah, yeah,
human mind.
exactly. Not, you know, but nah, it was weird. It was kind of wild, right? Because the first thing I did was a friend of mine. He wrote and directed this indie film called The Willowbrook that we shot in Okoboji, Iowa, where it was like -19.
Oh
And
wow.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go do it because it was an opportunity for me to like kind of be a lead of a movie. And I learned a lot from that. So it wasn't like that huge first booking. It was just somebody like, hey, you want to come do this job? And I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, yeah, let's go do it. Like, you know, let's get some momentum, you know, just another
Right.
taking a chance, you know?
Yeah.
And then from there on, like things for the rest of the year just kind of started like matriculating. Like things just started happening. It was like one after another, after another, after another. I was like, okay, we got the ball rolling, you know. And I think part of that also had to do with I made a lot of changes in my personal life and
Okay.
the energy and things that I was keeping around me, and
Mm.
just those shifts. You know, I didn't really think it was a big shift craft wise, as opposed to like maybe me giving myself even more freedom to be me, but the change that really came about that made me I feel like helped me grow was the personal changes in life. And that first booking, man, felt like I'm like, okay, let's get to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It
know,
got that mojo back, man. I mean, you just had to get
yeah,
that feeling back. That's really what it is.
it is,
Just
yeah,
get that
yeah,
feeling back. Get back on
yeah,
set, man. You back in your
yeah,
element, in your zone,
hundred
and now
percent,
it puts you in your zone.
100%. There's
Yeah.
nothing like it,
And
nothing
work
like it.
begets work, man.
Always, yeah,
Work
always, always,
begets work. Yeah.
always,
Yeah. They
always.
smell it on you. Like, yeah, go ahead and book that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I learned that. They're like, oh, he might know what he's doing over there. I also learned a lot. I opened my own self tape business as well,
Okay.
and I did that as just a thing because within those 5 years of me not working, I was helping a lot of people with just reading and with tapes and things like that, and I was giving them feedback, or I guess I don't like to call it coaching because I don't consider myself as a coach. It's just like we're all collaborating and helping each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that business, when I opened it, I didn't expect it to help my craft grow as much as it did. And
Oh
I
yeah.
thought it was just, I thought it was just more like I'm just doing this to help people because I really do like to genuinely help people succeed. And but the next thing I know, I was finding myself discovering things about my craft, reading opposite somebody, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, like let me take that little nugget and throw it back there that I just learned from reading this or that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um,
And
those
then
are the things I think.
that repetition,
Oh,
that daily or every other day repetition, like you're in that element all the time. Like, how can you not get better?
yeah, yeah, and I love reading and giving people the best I can. Whether it's I'm reading an 80-year-old grandma or a 6-year-old little boy. You know what I mean? Try to give 'em everything I got. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now, fast forward,
Yes, sir.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
Where how many times, let me ask you this. How
Okay.
many callbacks did you go on for that?
Callbacks.
Yeah. Seriously?
Booked it off tape, brother.
Man. And
Booked
taping
it off tape.
now in LA is a thing, right? Because I know out here in
Oh
Atlanta,
yeah.
that's all we do. Self tape,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah. Y'all were on the wave way before us.
Yeah.
Y'all were on the wave way before us. But yeah, LA is fully, aside from like commercials, I think LA is pretty much fully self tape.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Every only thing
Wow.
that people are going in person for now is self tape. You might get like if you're going for like a big thing, they'll do in person probably chemistry reads. A really good friend of mine who I met on Mike, she was up for a really big part in the movie, and they like flew her in and did all that. So
Okay.
that aspect of it still exists. But as far as like the initial things, a lot of times everything is initially off tape. And then they'll do maybe like a director's Zoom sometime, depending on the director or what they want to do,
Okay.
uh, and then they go from there. But yeah, for Mike, it was. I sent in. It's funny because I remember. So I originally auditioned to play Mike Tyson.
Okay.
My manager got me the audition, and I knew and I was like, I'm not getting this. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, they gonna look for a lead, a name. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't got that type of cachet. But I went all out. And I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. I shaved my head bald, got the little tattoo on my face. I locked myself in my room for like 5 days watching this one man stand up over and over and over and over again.
Wow.
Just like, and watching his podcast and doing all his movements and all this, and I'm just like, all right, bro, like give it all you got and see what happens. And so I didn't get it, of course, and then that was in like, I want to say that was in like July of 2021, or maybe early. Actually, no, that was earlier. That was like April, May. And then the audition for Steve Crocodile Finch came through in November. and did it right before Thanksgiving. And I had a good feeling about it when I got the audition. I was like, oh, I could play this guy. I've been a hype man my whole life. I was hyping people up for football. I hype
Yeah.
up my friends all the time. I'm like, y'all got this. Let's do this shit. Like, my friends would tell you, like, if you want anybody who gonna believe in you, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? But from there, man, it was just like I did the audition, felt good about it, and my agent was like, "You're on a veil," and I was like, "All right, cool. Like I've been here before. I'm like, let me not get too excited, but
Yeah.
I had a good feeling about it." So then we go through Thanksgiving, and I'm like, "Okay, we still didn't hear anything," but I figured not. First day after Thanksgiving, I actually got up to use the bathroom at like 5:30 in the morning, checked my phone. I had a text from my agent. It's like, "Yo, you got the part," and I'm like, "What?" Oh
Oh.
yeah. So I didn't sleep the rest of the day. I was up. I called her right away. She's like, "What are you doing up at 5:30?" Because she was in like Atlanta, flying back visiting her family. I was like, "I was using the bathroom. Now I'm up now." Like, you know what I mean? So,
That's
but yeah,
dope.
yeah, it was dope. It was a dope experience. I had a lot of fun working with everybody down there. Met a lot of cool people. That I think I've definitely not think that I know that I've formed lifelong friendships with and bonds. Shout out
Where,
to Ash. I don't know if she's watching this, but shout out to Ash Santos. I love you. But yeah,
that's
man,
dope.
yeah, it's dope.
Where did y'all film it at?
In Louisiana, New Orleans, and also Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
So we went back and forth. Also, shout out to Clarky B. My bad, I forgot her. I love you too. Sorry, and Russell.
Hey man,
Yeah.
go through the whole list. Go through the whole list, man.
Yeah. No. I love be serious. Shouting out people all day.
How many days were you on set?
Oof, I think we did. I was out there for about 3 weeks, and I think I was on set for I want to say like 9 days,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, somewhere around there. I want to say. Yeah, it was a grind. It was definitely a grind because for Trevante, of course, it required a lot of physicality for him, but it also required a lot of physicality for me, vocally and all just types of different because he needed my energy to help keep him going. Being
Yeah.
a hype man. So like it was to the point to where I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty exhausted doing this, but
Bet.
it was dope, man. It was such a dope experience. I loved working on Mike. Russell Hornsby is a great mentor, somebody who really took me under his wing while I was doing it and down there, and he gave me a lot of game. We're both from the Bay Area, Oakland. I'm from Oakland and Antioch, but both
Okay.
being from Oakland, he really took me under his wing and gave me just so much game while I was there, and really was just like, yo, try this or try this or blah 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 blah, or like
Yeah, that's dope, man.
you know what I mean?
That's always beautiful when you have, someone
Yeah.
that's seasoned, that's open like that. Because not everybody's open like that to be like, hey,
No,
I see
not
this,
at all.
try that. They just kind of stay to themselves. Not that it's their job to do it, but it's cool
Right,
when it
right.
happens.
And I didn't expect it. I mean, he playing Don King. He got his own thing to worry about. You know what
Right.
I mean? He was still very much so like, yeah, like, yeah, I got you. Well, you got any questions, bro? Like, let me know. And I was
That's
so
dope.
grateful for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I got a question.
Yeah.
What was the scene that you auditioned? What scene did you audition? Was it the one in
Oh
the
no, it's actually funny. The scene that everybody's kind of like talking about, and you know what I mean. Like you had to. By the way, I'm gonna just go ahead and talk my ish for a minute. I think that is top five greatest entrances for a character in entertainment history. So let me just put that out there. Nah, but I there was the scene after he lost to Evander, and it's very short. I'm just like, he's like, well, what happened? He said, but I was like, he's like, I lost the title. It was that scene,
Okay.
but it was a lot longer. And the scene was me coming in first. I can't believe it. They lied to my fucking face. Evander Holyfield cheated and blah 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 blah. And I'm just going off. You know
Right.
what I mean? And then I have to make the turn because I see Mike like completely dejected, not knowing what's going on, and I'm telling him like, "Yo, what happened and this, that, and the third." So, um, it was that scene. But then once we got to filming it, which a lot of people, I think, for a lot of actors out there, something that I learned is that that scene got completely cut down into something different. Completely different scene, which is I think important for actors to continue to realize that when you are doing the tape and the audition, there is a lot of stuff in there that sometimes may not make sense,
Mm-hmm.
but you just have to embrace it and go and make a strong choice because there's a chance that they may not even use that.
Yeah.
So just go and play and have fun and enjoy it. So yeah, that was what my takeaway from that. But that was the scene. Yeah, it wasn't the scene when I actually came in busting through the door. It wasn't that at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 You would think that they would try to see if you could take it there, you know?
You would think they would, and I think their purpose of the way that they wrote the audition scene was to see that in the beginning, but then being able to see that turn
Okay.
to be able to show because it was like that and then it turned into kind of something else. So it's like, okay, you always got to try and find, like you mentioned, the levels of whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I think they wanted to see, and I was able to, obviously, of course, then I had to crank it up even more, with the now at the interest being something there. I was like, oh, I really got to go there. So, but yeah, it was cool, man. It
How
was
long
really
did
cool.
it take for you to shoot the scene when you walk into the sparring match?
Well, we did a lot of different. Director X, he wanted to do a lot of different coverages of it. So we did a lot of like wide shots, then close ups, and then close up over here, and close up on Trey, and bomb, bomb, close up on. So we did a few different like variations of it. So I probably overall like we did my coverage when I'm like the very close up coming in twice,
Okay.
but I did that overall scene probably close to like maybe about 15 to 16 times.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. By the last take, my voice cracked and I was like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, that's
Putting in
it.
that work, man.
The man, you know what? And I got to shout out the PAs and were on set. Caleb, he was a really cool dude, man. Like he was just, you need some tea. He was just bringing me tea and like with honey and water, like in between, to like just trying to keep my voice going. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even ask. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
just, and he was just on top of it. And I was just like, bro, like thank you so much. You helped me make it through this. But yeah, it was hard, bro. It was challenging. It was
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
challenging.
sure, man. Like that, like I said, that performance, and we're gonna see it too. Cause I'm about to play your reel right now, so they can
Okay.
see what we're talking about here. Then I got a
O-
question about the Mike Tyson story. I want to know if you know some history on
Okay.
that. Quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's get into your reel. Check you
All
out,
right.
man. I know that you on the reel. You also showcased, I think, the movie that you were talking about, the one of the earlier ones that you booked when you were the baseball player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was on there.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get it, man.
Let's
This
see it. Let's
is
do it.
Lawrence J. Hughes. His reel. Great work. Let's check him out, man. Let's show the boy some love. Let's get it. Excellent work, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. My mom will be like, "You still going through that cussing phase, huh?" I was going through a cussing phase when I was 2. I guess I ain't stopped.
Hey, man. I've been in a cussing phase.
Oh man, I appreciate you though. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Great work. Great work. I had yeah, I gotta check out the series too. I'll be honest with you, I have not checked out the series. I gotta check it out. I
Well,
had
Mike,
huh?
Mike,
Yeah, Mike. I gotta check it
yeah,
out. Cause let me tell you, when Ramon called me, I
uh-huh.
had a free trial of Hulu. I used to have Hulu, but then I
Yeah,
just canceled it, right?
yeah. I mean, I get it.
I had a free trial and I had like a couple days left and I just never got around to watching it because he told me, he's
That's
like, hey, you gotta check him out. He's in the episode. Da, da, da. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And man, it expired on me. I ain't get to watch it, but I'm definitely
Damn.
gonna check you out. Um,
I appreciate it. I
yeah,
appreciate
I
it.
gotta support you, man. I might even go and use another email address and just get me
Hey,
another.
hey, look, hey, if you got a login, brother, use a login, brother.
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, I definitely want to check it out. It's sparking my interest, man. Especially
Sure.
gotta support you for sure.
Thank
But
you.
it looks really, really good.
Yeah,
I
it
got a
turned out
question
really good.
though. I got a
Yeah.
question. Tell me if you know this or not. Did Mike really not know he lost the title in that fight?
That I don't know the answer to. In real life, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Cause
I don't. Yeah, I don't
man,
know. I mean, I wouldn't be. I put it like this: I wouldn't be surprised because I could only imagine what it's like getting headbutted over and over and over and over again by somebody like Evander Holyfield. You know what I
yeah,
mean? especially being
Yes.
a former football player, me hitting a few people and knowing like sometimes like I don't remember what happened. You
Right.
know what I mean? I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if if that was possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
That was a dirty, dirty fight, man. And people, all they remember is him biting his ear. But I get
Yep.
it. Like, you just get pushed to the
Yep.
brink, man. You get
Yeah.
pushed to that. You don't know what else to do, and you just snap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what happened.
that's exactly what happened, and I think people are starting to come around and realize that a little bit. But at the time, it was just, he
He
had
was
that
Mike.
stigma too. He was Mike,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
Mike.
Mike.
So people were like, "Mike, here goes Mike again." You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Like, oh
nah,
my
man.
God, he just took it to another level of being a
Exactly.
beast and animal, like, for real. But I saw it the whole fight. I'm like, this dude is
Yeah.
charging in. Every time
Yep.
he lifts his head, he's headbutting. Every time he charges in, he's headbutting. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. The ref let it go.
Yeah.
The ref let it go.
Yeah,
He
he
let
let
it
it
go.
go.
Let it go.
Mike just couldn't take it no more, man.
No, they knew. I think they knew what was about to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And nobody really was fighting for Mike, man. So, the ref probably saw that and was
Right.
like, whatever.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it goes, man. Let's talk
Yeah.
about your rom-com you got coming out next month.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm
Yeah, Christmas with You,
very,
right?
very excited about Christmas with You.
Yeah, you got like a co-starring role. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'm playing. I play.
That's
His
big,
name is.
man.
I play a record label producer named Barry. I coined him Billion Dollar Barry. But it was one of those things where it was one of those auditions that I got, and I was like, "There's no way I'm getting this." And I just was like, all right, so I'm gonna just go do my thing and have some fun and make it my way. And they hit me up and was like, you got to roll. And I was just like, okay, all right, let's
Wow.
do it. And it was so cool. And this is something I will say to the actors out there, people are acting. There are sacrifices that you are gonna have to make in order to move your career forward. For me to take this role and get this role, they wanted a New York local hire. So I lied.
Of course.
I told them I was in New York. I bought my own flight, plane ticket, all that. We had to kind of try to maneuver around fittings and things like that and trying to get there at the right time without them knowing that I was coming from there. You got to get there
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And I got there and I hit up my college roommate and I asked him if I could sleep on his couch. And my college roommate was generous enough to allow me to sleep on his couch for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Which if you staying longer than a week in anybody's house, you staying a long time. So
Right.
yeah, exactly. That's a long time to stay. So he had no complaints, let me do my thing. I got very used to very used to the New York subway and had to get myself to and from set all the time, and still keeping that lie up, basically, that I'm here, I'm there, so
Right.
but it was, in my opinion, I think it's going to be something. It's one of the best sacrifices and investments that I've made in myself, in my career, and people who invested in me, family and friends who were either helping me out a little with some money, or giving me a place to stay, or
Yeah.
just calling to check on me to make sure that I was doing all right, because I was actually battling a little health thing at the same time while I was out there. Um, so it was very, very cool to do that, and I think it was an experience and an investment within myself and an investment within me from the people around me that I think is going to pay off. It's a very fun. I haven't seen it yet, but I just remember doing it. It was a very fun, beautiful cast of just a diverse cast of so many people from different walks of life. There was the director was a woman, Gabby. She's so amazing. Our producer, Herman, very, very cool guy. I actually got together with them all the other nights to celebrate the trailer being released. And Amy
Okay.
Garcia was just a true pro and a true talent and star to work with, and very fun to collaborate with. Deja Monique Cruz, she is a star in the making. Y'all are gonna love her in this movie. She's really good. And Zinzi Williams, my boy, Gabrielle, all the squad, Nicole, like Nicola. It was a beautiful Nicolette, excuse me. It was a beautiful experience, man. I really enjoyed my time working on that, and I'm excited for the world to see it. And I think people are gonna like it, man. I think people are gonna dig it, and it was a very fun character to play. I got to wear a lot of cool jewelry and clothes.
That's dope. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about it. Can you speak on it?
Yeah, a little bit. So it is a pop star. I guess you could say like a. I don't want to say like she's not in her prime anymore.
Okay.
Like pop star, and her career is kind of fizzling a little bit. And we're my character. I want her to make a Christmas song. The Christmas song will help your career. It's good for business. You
Right.
know what I mean? We're gonna make lots of money. Let's see if we can get the ball going. And she's just like, I'm not trying to make no Christmas song because that's not the type of music that she makes.
Right.
And so she's just like, no, no, no. And she's like, oh, the label's not going to drop me if I don't make a Christmas song. And we're like, we might.
Right.
So, she kind of goes off. She sees this video of this girl and who's singing her song and how she's saying like she wants her to come to her quinceañera and it would be her dream if she sees this. And she decides that Amy Garcia's character, decides that she wants to go out there and explore and meet this girl. And I will leave the rest up to y'all to tune in on November 17th on Netflix to watch.
Definitely checking it out, brother. Front and
Yeah,
center.
man. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a fun. I'm excited myself to see it. So
Yeah, man, that's dope. So you filmed it all in New York City?
all in New York City, yes,
Okay.
all in New York. That was off a self tape as well. That I sent in. Yeah,
Self-tape.
so
No callbacks, no nothing.
not on that one either. No,
Man, that's
no,
beautiful.
no.
That just means
Yeah,
you putting in that work, brother. They
yeah. I
see.
mean, I take it very serious, man. I take it
Yeah.
very serious, but at the same time, I also allow myself a lot of freedom to play, and I really trust the people that I'm reading opposite to also hold up their end, and after that, man, I let it go. I really do. I really try to let it go as much as I can. There's definitely been some I've held on to though, for sure,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
Hey, I've held on to a couple myself, man.
You can't. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
natural.
hard, man. I used to be bad about holding on to everything when I was in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
there's one that I haven't gotten I ain't gonna say I haven't gotten over, but I've held on to it, man. I was
Yeah.
one of three people for Finding Forrester. Do you remember that movie with Sean Connery?
Yes.
Was it Sean Connery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think
was
so. Yes, I
one of
that
three,
movie.
final three.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they did. Sean Connery got to sit down and watch all three of our tapes, and he got to choose who he felt he would have the best chemistry with, and that's who booked it.
That's tough. Tough.
Man, I was just like, you know what? But it felt good though. It really felt
Yes,
good.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I have to find a way to take a win out of this.
Yeah.
As much as I feel like I just got kicked in the teeth, like I gotta find a way to take a win out of this somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Because that's with that part of me also feels like that's another really one of the only few ways to keep going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You gotta
because
take
it's like I'm
something
right
out of it.
there. Yeah, it's like I'm right there.
Yeah.
Come on, you know what I mean?
And I was so young at that time too. So it
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
I was
this
hanging
is gonna
on,
change
man.
my life. Yeah, you like this is gonna change my life. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. It's
Yeah.
hard. It is. It's one of the hardest things in the world. I tell people that all the time. It's one of the hardest things in the world. For one, just to do it, but for two, especially to let go of something that you feel like it was right there, or it was actually
I
right
mean,
there.
in
Like,
my
it's
heart,
hard.
all three of us, we booked the role.
Yeah, of course.
He just got to
Of
choose.
course. He just got to choose,
You know?
and that's out of your control. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's
All
out of
three of us.
he may not have chose you guys because he may not had eaten lunch yet, so he was hungry. He might have been like, you know what I mean? Then he ate lunch and was like, yeah, that's the guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
You
you
just
just
never
don't know.
know. But that's one thing, as an actor, you just have to understand that, it's not always you.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
just never know what it is. It could be the simplest thing that gets you past over. But you
Yeah.
got to keep moving. You just got to know, man, hey, okay, that wasn't for me. We'll figure
Nope.
it out. Question. Do
Yes,
they
sir.
now know that you were not a local hire?
Yep, they sure do. I made sure just to let you know what I did for y'all. the sacrifice that I made. I'm just gonna tell you that I lied, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did that. And it was funny because we were talking about it the other day when we all went to dinner, and the producer Herman, he wanted to kind of know like the some of the back. He wanted a little bit of insight into what the actors were thinking about and going through while we were doing it, and things like that. And because we
Mhm.
had to reshoot the first day, which was the very first day of shooting, we had to go back and reshoot it.
Oh wow.
And as an actor, you automatically go like, oh shit, what's the performance like? Well, I don't know, I hope the performance was good, things
Right.
like that. But he came back and asked kind of our insight of things, and I told him, and he was very appreciative of that. And I wasn't trying to say it as in like a way of like, oh, I did this for you. It was just more so like, no, I mean, and it's never that with me. It's that I am willing to make these sacrifices and investment, to be a part of something great and something creative if it moves me,
Right.
and it also can help me out, career wise. I will invest in myself. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so I let them know. I
And
let them know.
and at the end of the day, they don't really care. They just want to know that they
N-
don't have to house you.
No, as long as you're there,
Yeah.
as
As
long
long
as
as
you
you
show
show up
up,
for
they don't
work.
care. Yeah,
Right.
as long as you show up, that's all that matters. And if they want you, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They'll do what they have to do. If they want you bad enough, they'll take you as not
Yep.
not being a local hire as well. I've seen that too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
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 well,
yeah.
because
Sometimes they'll
people
pass it.
people gonna say what they gonna say just to get the get the
Of
audition, and then
course, man. Of course, I've heard stories of people lying tenfold. You know what I mean? Like a whole different level. That's what you do. That's what actors do. You
you,
always acting.
yeah, man. Listen, you don't pass up nothing.
No, man, not.
Especially not when you scratching to survive to try to get an opportunity. It's like, listen,
Bruh, I didn't work for 5 years. Yeah, I wasn't passing up on no work at all. Like I wasn't passing up on anything. I
trust me,
get
I
it.
get it, brother. I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's far
Mm-hmm.
few in between, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
it is what it is.
NCIS. I'm sorry,
NCISLA. Yeah.
NCIS. You got that coming up.
Yeah, that just dropped. I think the weekend before last. That just dropped. I
Oh,
just
it
did
did air.
that.
Okay,
Yeah, it did air already. It was cool. Another audition that I definitely didn't think I was gonna get just because of the character's name, which was funny.
man. You
Uh,
just hey, listen. Hold on. I hear a trend.
yeah,
Every
nah, I
audition,
just
man. Just say you're not gonna get it.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I
And
need to like, I ain't getting this. You know what I mean? And then once it doesn't work, I'm like, all right, the luck done run out. Got to switch it now. But no, that was cool. That was fun. It was a fun shoot. It was fun to see it air. I got to watch. That was my first time seeing like a premiere or airing of something with my mom, which was cool. She came over
okay,
and watched it with me, which was cool. Made some brownies and all that. We ate dinner and hung out and kind of watched it together. So that was fun.
that's
Um,
dope.
yeah, it was dope. It was a very, very good moment. And, it was. I think she was more, thrown and happy than I was. Like she was watching the TV and I'm watching her. You know what I mean? And I'm
Right,
like,
right.
what's her reaction? Like I'm like she watched it. I'm like, what's she doing? So, it
That's
was it
dope
was
that you
really
got
cool.
to share that with her though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a very, very good moment. A very, very, very full circle kind of moment that I was very grateful for. But yeah, that was cool. And then I just came back from Budapest.
Yeah,
Was
talk
shooting.
about that.
Yeah, that was.
Wait, hold on. I gotta stop you. I gotta
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
you
Go
because
ahead,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
doing my job here.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
First and foremost, I want to know Christmas
Mhm.
with you. Where are you gonna be at when that premieres? Where are you gonna be at?
When
Where are
it
you watching
drops,
that at?
well, so we're doing a premiere November 8th. So I'm gonna
Okay.
do. There's a private screening, so we're all gonna do it. So that'll be the first time that I see it. November 8th in the private screening. I'm gonna go to the whole pictures and all that thing. So that
Okay.
should be cool. And then I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I'm terrible with planning, by the way. I'm horrible. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for when it releases. But I do want to try to invite friends and family to something. You know what I mean? Just to
Okay.
do something to watch it, so we can all kind of watch it together and be in that moment. But I'm excited because Netflix has given us. the basically like five tickets to bring people, and
Oh,
my mom is gonna be one of them, and then I think two of my boys. I know one of them is for sure. One of my close friends, like my brothers, he's flying in from the Bay, and I think
okay.
my other boy from the Bay Area who I grew up with, I think might be driving in from Vegas. So I'm hoping that they can make it, and if they can, it's all good. But I think having them there is gonna be it's something that I've always dreamed of. I wish all my brothers could be there, but having them there, seeing me do my thing in the premiere, and them and then turning around and seeing them dressed up and looking fresh and sharp and doing,
Yeah.
man,
Bruh, live it up,
that's gonna
man.
be good. Yeah, that's
Take
gonna
it
be a good
all
feeling.
in.
Yeah,
You work hard for this. All
yeah,
them
brother.
5 years not working, brother. Like for real, like really, really live in the moment though. I'm saying that because a lot of times we'll we don't live in the moment enough
I,
because it's like you trying to, how can I say it, man?
you thinking about what the next step is?
Yeah, you're thinking about what the next step
About the
is.
next
You're
step
kind
is
of,
always.
it's like this. You're in the moment, but you're kind of aloof. So you're
Yeah,
not really taking it all in, really enjoying
yeah,
it and kind of
yeah,
processing it the way you should be processing it. So that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying, bro. When all of them are there, dressed up, you on that TV screen, man, like really, really take that in, brother. Like for real.
yeah. No, no,
Really, really take it in and then manifest
yeah,
that into something else, man. Because it's all
yeah.
energy, you know? Like,
100%, bro. And I appreciate you saying that and reminding me to do that, because it is important that we not only remind ourselves to do that, but it's very important that somebody else reminds us, to make sure you stay present and enjoy the moment because
yeah,
it is, especially if you think about the journey,
exactly, exactly.
sitting there and it's like, okay, like we moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
We moving. It's like we know where you want to go, but it's like we're going, we're trending. You know what I mean? So just
yep,
be there. So I'm extremely excited for, and just that movie in general, man. I really, really, really think people are gonna enjoy it. So
yeah.
I'm like kind of moon, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll set up a screening or a premiere or something, and for my own folks, and then go from there.
Well, right now we're gonna jump into the trailer. Show everybody
Please,
what we
yeah,
working with. Let's get it.
let's
This is
get it.
Christmas with You. Let's say starring Lawrence J.
Ha!
Hughes.
Hey,
Sound good, right?
that sounds amazing, brother.
Sounds good. Sounds great because it is. It's the truth. You're starring,
Yeah,
brother.
thank you, brother.
There it is.
Appreciate
Let's go. Yes, yes, very dope, brother. I can't wait. I'm
you.
definitely checking it out, man.
Yeah,
I love, like, I love to watch people that I encountered or I know just doing their thing, man, and
yeah,
just being there to
yeah,
celebrate them and just be present. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all the support we really need is just for somebody to just say, man, hey, I saw your stuff. I tuned in. I took my
yeah.
time to tune in, and like, I'll be sitting in like laying in bed with my wife and she'll be like, "What's this?" And I'll be like, "Oh, such and such is in this." And she'll be like, "Oh, okay." I'll be like, "Yeah, man, I gotta support." So,
Mad
I'm
respect, man. Mad respect. I really appreciate you taking the time to actually, support people because, like you said, any support is good support, man.
yes,
People tuning into your hard work. You know what I mean. And then Freddie Prince is making a comeback, so you got to check that out.
yes, yes, man. Oh man, this is beautiful. Let's talk about the Budapest, the Budapest,
Oh man, Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, it was really cool. I'm a big fan of Europe, brother. I'm like a big fan of Europe. I've been once. I was out there in 2019 officiating a friend's wedding.
Okay,
So I kind of got to go around and went to Paris and Amsterdam and Berlin, so a few places, Belgium. And I was always like, I got to get back out here. Like I've always had dreams of maybe kind of living out in Europe for like a year or two.
yeah.
And I always had dreams of working, in Europe at some point. And I got this audition for FBI International to play this chief master at arms military guy. And I have I do well with military and military jargon and things like that. And I felt really good about my tape, and they were like, "Come on out." And I was just like, "Okay, cool, let's go." I'm going to Budapest, and it's a city that I didn't think that I was ever going to that I didn't think I was ever going to visit.
Right.
but going out there, I was kind of like, yo, I got to come back here, man. Like, I loved it. The people were so nice. They showed me so much love. And I happened to be the first day of work out there of shooting. It happened to be my birthday at the same time.
Oh wow.
So it was my birthday. I was in Europe. I was working. I mean, when I tell you that I had the experience of a lifetime as far as every single level of just like, man, I don't know if it gets my, I don't know if I'm gonna have a birthday better than this. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I was like, I don't know if I have a better birthday than this. I was kind of like, I was sad coming back to LA. Like, man, I wish I could stay another week. You know what I mean? But it was very fun, man. The shoot was great. There were a lot of, it was cool because almost everybody out there speaks English
Oh really?
because Hungarian, yeah, Hungarian, I guess is one of the top three hardest languages in the world to learn.
Okay.
So there are a lot of tourists and a lot of people are speaking English out there. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be too much of a language barrier or anything. So it was really, really cool. Um, I loved it, bro. It was just such a great experience in every which way, and I met really cool people on set. And now I'm planning on trying to get back out there and visit them and go back at some point just to go as a vacation because I was out there for about 9 days and I'm like, this isn't long enough. It's just not long enough, man. But
So
I loved it.
was this a film that's from a film company out there?
No, so this
Or is
is it
this
was it's FBI International,
okay.
which another a new Dick Wolf show, second season. Dick Wolf is he got all the
Yeah.
shows.
He got all the shows.
Yeah, yeah, you got them all. But yeah, it's a Dick Wolf show, FBI International on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So I think my episode, I had to look, but I'm pretty sure my episode drops in a few weeks. Yeah, episode
Hey,
6 of
keep me
season
keep
two.
me
So
posted, man.
yeah, yeah, I'll post about episode 6, season 2. I'll be in that one. So that'll be fun to see how that played out because I got to do like some action stuff and throwing people on the ground and doing all this and all that. So I was like, oh, that'll be fun to add to the reel. So uh,
Man, that's
it was real.
crazy. Just
Yeah, it was
just
wild,
hearing about the fact that you were out there on your birthday doing what you love to
bro,
do on your birthday. Like that, if that don't tell you that
bro,
you're right where you're supposed to be, brother, I don't know what else to tell
bro.
you. You know what I'm saying?
I I 1000% agree. Cause when I was there, I was like, yo, you know what? You are blessed to be able to be here in this
Yes.
moment. And it was one of those moments when you said, like you said, be present and enjoy it. And I was like, I'm gonna enjoy every moment of this to the point to where I was like, I don't even need to sleep. Like, what am I going to sleep for? Why?
Right.
Why? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah.
But it was such a cool experience, and it was a humbling experience in so many ways, and just a way to bring in a new year and go into a new year of life, unlike any I've ever experienced, and one that I will never forget for sure.
Man, that's a birthday for the ages, brother. How many people can say they was
Man,
in Budapest on their birthday,
on their
working
birthday, working,
and
doing the
celebrating at the
living,
same time?
living the dream, and celebrating a little bit too much, but but
Oh
we
my
celebrated.
god.
We
How
made
was
it.
the
We
how was
made
the
it.
food out there?
It was cool. I didn't really it was good. I didn't really dabble too much into. I guess they're really known for their paprika out there, which
Really?
I didn't know. So yeah, they have like this chicken paprika dish that they're known for, which I tried, which was really good. But I didn't really dabble too much into, like, I didn't indulge too much until I kept kind of eating the same things because I wanted to make sure I was in, pretty still solid shape for the character.
Yeah, you
Um,
didn't want
I,
to get
I
something
trained I
crazy.
trained for that one a little bit harder.
Okay.
Um, so I was in better shape physically, and I wanted to maintain that as much as possible. So that was a part of it where I was like, okay, I didn't really get to indulge too much in the food, mainly just because it was of work.
Okay.
But from what I had, it was good,
Dope, man. I wanna go out there. I've been out to Europe a couple
bro.
times.
Go,
I love it out there myself, brother. So
go,
yeah, I would love to just explore, man. I just want to get out there and explore for weeks on end. You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, sir. I know exactly what you're saying. I tell everybody go to Europe. I tell everybody.
Yeah, it's
Go.
so like people out there, they're not stressing about money. They're not stressing about work. They got their
Yeah.
siestas. All, you know what I mean? Like they'll take 4 hours off work and go home and
Yep.
sleep and
Yep.
eat and they're
Yep.
enjoying life, man.
Yeah.
There's no
Well, you can
pressure.
breathe. You can breathe out there. Like you
Yes.
can be like, you can take a moment to where I'm like, damn, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. It's like, and then you walk outside, you see everybody else. They're just kind of like, and then you're like, all right, I'll
Yeah.
do that later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like that's part of it is that I really do love. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Yeah. Well, I put that on the bucket list, man.
Put it on there,
Yeah,
bro.
I got to get to
Put
some
it
other
on there.
places out there. I really enjoyed myself, so yeah. Hey, stuff analysis. What's one thing that you feel that you could be doing better that's going to help you get to where you're going?
I think for me, something that I could be doing better. I think continuing to create even outside of the space of acting, and believing in myself in that way, and knowing that whatever you create, people may have different points of views on it, but still continue to allow yourself that space to create outside of it.
Yeah.
But I think also most importantly for me is continuing, and this is not just for acting, but this is for life. It's just to continuing practicing patience as much as possible,
Amen.
and knowing that every single day that is I am a continual work in progress, and knowing that the people around me are also in a continual work of progress, and not to judge that and be okay with that and be able to be okay with where you are, and to be patient and to be patient and to be patient and to be patient, but do not be stagnant.
Yes.
So I think that for me is the next step that I'm continuing to work towards, is to practice that consistently. I think consistency is the main thing.
Yeah. And we spoke about that before the show, right?
Yeah,
About that. Like
yeah,
it's okay, like I said, I
yeah.
set some things down and it's there,
Yeah.
and I'm not slacking,
No,
but I'm
no,
I'm living,
you're
man.
still living. Yeah,
You
you're
know?
living. And that's the thing. Is like you mentioned when we were talking, is that finding that peace is very, very, very
Yes.
important in that, and realizing what makes you happy and what doesn't, and
Mm-hmm.
what you need, and deciphering what you need and what you don't need in your life. And I think that's for me kind of what it is. Just continually to be patient with myself, patient with those around me, and making sure that I keep showing up. You know, I mean, I usually don't have a problem with that, but it's always something that I want to remind myself is to continue to show up.
Yeah.
Always continue to show up, not just for myself, but to show up for other people when they need you. Sometimes when they don't, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Be present, brother.
always try to.
Be present.
Try, I'm
Hey,
trying.
man. Hughes, congrats. Praying for you. There's no
Thank you,
luck
brother.
involved. There's no luck involved. It's all God. Keep doing
You're
your
right.
thing, man. You're like super talented.
Thank you, man.
You're getting what you deserve, brother, and you're right where you're supposed to be. So continue
Thank you.
doing whatever it is you're doing. Keep saying, I'm not gonna book this.
Yeah.
Then go book it. Whatever method you gotta use.
Whatever I
Doing what
gotta
you're doing.
use.
You know what I'm
Whatever
saying?
I
Keep
gotta
doing what
use
you're
to
doing.
get it. Yeah,
But nah, seriously
yeah.
though, huge congrats on just everything you're accomplishing, man, and everything you will accomplish. So I know you're gonna continue. Like it's snowballing for you, so just keep it going, brother.
Yeah,
And live in that moment.
honestly, and thank you so much for having me on here. This is I didn't tell you this, but this is my first interview as an actor,
Oh wow.
on a media platform or anything like that. So you gave me an opportunity that I haven't come across yet in my career, in my life. So I'm very grateful for you as well, brother, and I appreciate you giving me the time and space to be able to speak my mind and shining light on my hard work and my
Yes.
craft. It's been a beautiful moment, brother. I really appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Love to have you. Love having you. Hey, this is what it's here for. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
I appreciate you.
y'all gotta mess with KoolKard out there. Y'all better quit playing. Come holler at him.
Hey man, come kick it with your boy now. Stop playing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah, but I appreciate you trusting me to, facilitate you shining your light on yourself.
Thank you, man.
Shining a light on yourself on my platform and just being transparent and open about, your journey. Because that's really what it is, man. People need to hear the journey. Like, I
Yeah.
love the story about the sacrifice for New York, for the part in the Netflix, Christmas with You. Like, that's the stuff people don't know. That's the stuff people don't know, man. All they're gonna see is Lawrence on TV. But they don't know Hook.
They also, and I forgot to lead it out, I almost didn't take the role.
Wow.
I almost didn't take the role because I didn't have any money. Like, I was in my head. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford this. And I don't know if I could take this amount of time off of work. But I went. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it takes, man.
Yeah, I went.
And that's what it takes. And look, you're going to look back on this and tell the story again. And it's going to be like, man, what if I didn't go? What if I didn't take it?
If I didn't go,
where would I be right now?
Kicking myself somewhere.
Yeah. And it all worked out. It always works out.
Oh yeah. Man. It always does. I think the thing is, you have to when you do bet on yourself and you do give yourself that opportunity and that belief in yourself, I think the universe, I think God, I think everything will line up the way it's supposed to line up for you.
It will.
Because they want to see. It's almost like they want to see. Are you really about this?
Yes. And when people talk about you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
that right there is the extreme.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of people that's
been uncomfortable a lot.
Huh?
I said I'd have been uncomfortable a lot.
It's all paying off though, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Everybody, make sure you tune in on November 17th to watch Christmas with You, starring my brother right here, Lawrence J. Hughes, man.
Hey.
Everybody has Netflix, so I don't even want to. You got somebody's account. You got somebody's login.
Yep.
Show this man some love right here. That's the support people need. That's the support people need. We don't need no handouts, none of that. Just show up, man. Just say, listen, I put eyes on your work. That's enough effort right there. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to just pass over it. Because there's so much stuff out here to consume anyway. You can never get around to watching it. So, that's all we want. Just little eyes on our performance. That's it.
Just a little love on our work. That's all.
Just a little love. But hey, I'm serious, brother. Before we get out of here, live in that moment when you watch that show. And I'm saying that because I have to tell myself that when I sit down and I watch something that I've done and I'm amongst other people and they're watching it, in my head, I'm sitting there thinking about what I could have done better, reliving the moments on set instead of sitting there being a spectator of the work. You understand? You know what I mean? Like, instead of sitting there being a spectator of the work, taking it in like if I'm watching a Denzel movie. I don't do that for myself. I'm not comparing myself to Denzel, but I'm just saying I don't do that for myself. Like, live in that moment and take that experience in as if you were watching a Denzel movie or watching a whatever movie. You're not sitting there thinking about this and that and the third. You're taking it in, the experience. And I tend to not do that for myself. So I'm just saying to you, brother, be a spectator and just appreciate that work and take it in and live in that moment, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the reminder, man. I really do. I'm going to remember that 100%. Going to remember that because I know my mom is also going to say something about it too. But I know for a fact I really do take those words to heart, and I appreciate that reminder more than you know.
Oh man, hey, that's what we're here for, man. We got to remind each other.
Got to
remind each other. Hey, man, it's been great. I appreciate you, my brother, for lending me your time, man. For real, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't say it enough. I appreciate you for lending your time, because when I started this show, honestly, I had people asking me like, how are you gonna find guests? How are you gonna continue to find guests on a weekly basis on a live show? How are you gonna do that?
Mm-hmm.
Man, all I can say is look at God.
The belief.
I'm
The
booked up
belief.
until December right now.
The
Look
belief.
at
Well, thank you for
God.
squeezing me in your busy schedule, brother.
Hey man, I do what I want. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
I run this.
yeah.
So when
Yeah, respect,
you know what I mean?
respect. Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah,
So I just say look at God, and I'm thankful, man. Like for real, I'm thankful for you and for everybody else who's blessed my show. Like for real, because you don't have
yeah,
to. Yeah, I've had people, man, more than you know. I've had people flake out on me the day of the show, and I still make something shake. I have not missed
yeah.
a show in almost 3 years. You understand me?
Man,
I've not
killing
missed a
it.
Tuesday. Out of town, in town, I don't care where I'm at. The show is gonna air.
Yeah, the
I've
show
had,
business. The show must go on.
man, listen, bro. I ain't letting nobody stop me, man. That's
And
why I
you
said
can't.
I refuse to be less a cameraman and be like, damn, I can't do my show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah,
refuse.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah. I
nah, man.
respect that.
I'm taking this to TV. This is gonna be on TV. I
I
want
res-
a show.
when you get it on TV, you better call me, brother. You
I
better
got you.
you
I
better
got you.
call me.
I got you. Cause here's the thing, and I've said this a million times. I want a show. I want like a Ellen DeGeneres, a Oprah, Steve Harvey type of show where I can really, really help people. Charities,
Mm-hmm.
giveaways, people come on, tell their story. Like I really want to touch people and I really want to help people, man. This ain't just for show.
No,
I
I
don't want
love
to
that.
be famous, brother.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I wanted to be famous. I don't want to be famous no more. I am an introvert. I love my peace. But what I
yeah.
do, yeah, I'm gonna be out there. But I'm not doing this for no fame, man.
Nah,
You know what I'm
I,
saying? Like
yeah, I
I'm not
love that.
doing this to be famous.
Yeah,
I'm doing this to
that's
help people. And at the
that's
same time, it's helping me. I learn things from
yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
100,
When I'm asking
100.
you questions, hell, I'm picking your brain for myself as well.
As you
Like for
as
real.
that's the give and take. That's the
Yeah.
give and take. That's the give and take of this whole thing, man. And I think that's what makes people tune into your show, is that I feel like people can feel the genuine love and the genuine purpose behind it is really just to get the best out of people and to give the best platform for people to be able to speak candidly, to be able for people to speak freely, to feel
Yeah.
supported, to feel safe. And you do a great job of that, brother. You really
I
do. And
appreciate your
I've
words,
seen,
man.
I haven't done any other interviews, but I've seen a lot of other interviews, and they run differently. So
Yeah.
I'm happy, very grateful and happy and blessed that this could be my first one. So thank you.
Thank you, man. That those words mean a lot for real, because that's the intent. Like I just want people to be comfortable, be themselves, be transparent, be open. I want it to be a conversation, not an
Mm-hmm.
interview. And I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you, not one person has left my shows and has not told me, days or weeks past or weeks
Yeah.
later that, hey man, that show, it was just something different. I really enjoyed
Yeah. Of
myself. Like I really enjoyed myself. I would love to come back on. Like I get that all the time.
course.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
As you should. I see why.
Yeah,
I
we
see
just
why.
kicking it, man. We just kicking it.
Yeah, kicking it, man.
And
You kicking it. Next.
shining the light on people. And here's one thing, and I'm gonna let you go.
Hmm?
People always ask me too, like, okay, I have Michael Blackson on, right? Okay, he's a
Right.
figure. People know who he is, right? People always
Right.
ask, well, are you gonna get another celebrity on? And I'm like, yeah, in due time. But that's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on the
Right.
people who don't get the light,
Right.
who
Right.
deserve the
Right.
light though.
Right. I love that.
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
that.
It's
Yeah, I love
I
that.
can go get another celebrity. I
I
got a
love.
plug. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I got a
Yeah.
plug.
You can
But I
get
don't
one,
want.
you can get another one.
Yeah, exactly. But they
You
already
know.
got the light. You already know about them. They care more about them than they care about you.
Yeah.
You understand? They're gonna follow them before they follow you. Well, how about let's introduce you to them, whether they
Yeah.
want it or not. But when
Yeah.
they hear your story, then they're like, "Damn, he's just like me, but he's having success. He's doing his thing."
Yeah.
Or you may be a voice of reasoning for them, or whatever it may be. There's some value in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. That's why I wanted to come on here. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to to share that, man. And I really respect what you're doing, brother, so much.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Hey, make sure you keep in touch, man. I hit you in the
I
DM.
will.
I got you. I got your number. Shit, fuck a
You got my
DM.
number, man. Shoot me a text, man. Don't be DM me. Shoot me a text, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, I got your number. Yeah, a
Yeah, you
DM.
got my number.
Yeah,
Hit me
yeah.
up,
Definitely
dog.
keep in touch, man. And I'm gonna be following you,
Likewise.
supporting you, brother, for real.
Okay. Likewise,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
You already know.
Yes,
It's
sir.
all love.
Yes, sir. All love. Hey, make sure you check him out November 17th. Christmas with You. Your boy is doing his thing, man. Netflix. Get somebody's login. All right. Follow him. Lawrence J. Hughes on Instagram. Follow me, KoolKard. Hey, if you have not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe so you can continue getting this value. I'm not going to beg you. It's all love. I just appreciate you tuning in. But you know where I'm at every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, kicking it with somebody like Lawrence J. Hughes, bringing you that value, bringing you that good, man. I'm telling you, we do this for you. We can't do it without you. We mean that too. We out. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace out. Appreciate it.
There you go.